Welcome back everyone to this month's breakdown of the top 5 builds played in the EU automated tournament for Guild Wars 2 PvP. And let me tell you, this month's meta shift was wild. Some builds that were dominating last month completely vanished from the top teams. Scorch for example, yep, not a single appearance this time around. I'm Surma, and as always, I will not only show you the most played builds, but also give you a quick overview of their roles and why they're so strong right now. Before we dive in, a quick thank you to all my supporters who keep this channel running. You guys are legends. If you'd like to join them, check out the description below. But for now, let's not waste any more time, let's jump right in. Coming in at the 5th place, we've got Untamed, and interestingly, it shows up in 2 different flavors this month. The first variant leans into the Bruiser playstyle, running hammer and maces. This one's all about holding down a side node, outlasting opponents, even in 1v2 situations, and slowly grinding out a kill or flipping the node. Right now, it's arguably the best side noder in the game. The second version shifts gears entirely. This build runs Sword Mace with Spear, trading durability for damage and mobility. Think of it more as a roamer that can dart around the map or step into a teamfight and melt health bars with powerful DPS. It still has some bruiser tendencies, but its flexibility makes it a really scary pick. If this video isn't quite enough and you want to improve even faster, I've got something for you. It's called The Guild. And you might have heard about it, but it's a website completely focused on helping players get drastically better at World vs. World and PvP specifically, by learning directly from some of the best players out there, like Boys and Drosé. Here's what you get. Close to 100 long, in-depth guides and gameplay commentaries, with new ones added every week. You will also find complete lists of the current meta and top builds available for free, while the in-depth guides and matchups are part of their paid courses. They even include footage reviews packed with tips and tricks. And on top of that, the guild runs weekly and bi-weekly group sessions for both NA and EU, where members duel, practice and learn together. You'll also have round-the-clock support whenever you have questions, plus a constantly updated catalog of meta builds. Hundreds of members who've joined the paid courses are already seeing massive progress and insane value. So if you're serious about leveling up your game in Guild Wars 2, definitely check out the guild. Link is of course in the description down below. And big thanks to the guild for sponsoring this video. Normally, this is where I'd highlight a few spicy off-meta picks that managed to sneak into the tournament. But this month, honestly, there just weren't any consistent honorable mentions. The meta is looking really rigid right now. The top 5 builds were played across almost every team comp, sometimes even doubled up. Outside of that, there were just a handful of outliers. Things like Bound Daredevil, Harbinger, or the classic Power Spear Mirage. But nothing that made a real impact compared to our top 5. Sliding into the 4th place, we've got Willbender, the fiery rival to Untamed on the side note. Now in a straight up duel, Willbender is usually a little weaker than Bruiser Untamed. But what it lacks in staying power, it makes up for with sheer mobility. A Willbender can leave the side note, dive straight into a teamfight and actually swing it in their team's favor. That flexibility is huge, and it's probably why more teams chose Willbender over Untamed. If you want to know more, I've got a full deep dive guide on this build, so check that out after this video. Quick reminder, if you want to stay on top of the shifting meta in Guild Wars 2 PvP, hit that subscribe button, and if you're finding this video helpful, go ahead and drop a like. It helps out the channel a bunch. Taking the bronze medal this month is Tempest, the only support build consistently played at the top level. And when I say consistently, I mean it. Almost every single team ran exactly one Tempest. The version you're seeing is the classic Staff Aura Share Tempest. There might be some small differences in traits, runes or relics depending on the player, as with all the builds mentioned in this video, but overall the build was very stable. Its role is clear: rotate between points to back up allies, but really shine in teamfights where it can keep multiple players alive at once. Without a Tempest, most comps would crumble, so it's no surprise it stayed locked in all tournament long. Now for the runner-up, Spectre. Yes, Spectre is back, and it came in strong. Some teams even doubled up on this nasty condition-based roamer. What makes Spectre so dangerous is its hybrid role. It can hold its own in duels, but it really shines in creating favorable outnumbered fights. Between its supportive tools, heavy condition pressure and a mix of soft and hard CC, Spectre can completely disrupt the enemy's team's flow. It's one of those builds that can swing a fight out of nowhere, which is exactly why so many top players brought it this month. Before we crown this month's most played build, I want to take a moment to look at some former favorites that have completely disappeared from the spotlight. Because let's be real, sometimes the story of what isn't played can be just as interesting as what is. First off, the fall of Scourge was brutal. Once a feared presence, it's now basically vanished from high-skilled matches. The main culprit? The heavy nerfs to staff, especially the transfusion changes, which gutted its utility and made it far too weak to compete. In coordinated play, it simply can't keep up anymore. And it wasn't just Scourge that took a beating. Spear Mirage also got hammered by nerfs, and its power level dropped significantly. These days, it's become more of a one-trick special, something you will only see from players who absolutely refuse to let it go. In high-stake matches though, it's far too volatile to be a reliable pick. And finally, at the number 1 spot, the most played build of this month's tournament, we've got Holosmith. Yep, you heard that right. Mirage got nerfed, Holosmith stepped up to take its crown. So why Holo? While it might not match Mirage's raw damage, it brings so much more utility and safety. It got blocks, crowd control, dodge spam, strong range DPS with shortbow, and of course the Forge for melee burst. On top of that, the Daredevil relic makes its constant dodging not only give you insane survivability, but also helps to get consistent crits, while of course also letting you manage heat like a pro. What's even crazier is its flexibility. Holo is mainly used as a roamer, thanks to its mobility and range pressure, but in a pinch it can also side note or anchor as a teamfight DPS. That versatility made it the clear favorite this month. And that's our top 5. Honestly, this month's tournament was a blast to watch, with plenty of nail-biter matches, especially in the finals, which you can see in the background here. Now let's zoom out for a moment and talk about team compositions, because this month a clear pattern emerged. The backbone of nearly every successful comp revolved around what I'd call the holy trio. 1 or 2 Holosmith, a Tempest and a Spectre. This core gave teams incredible damage, sustain and control. As for the last 2 slots, that's where teams flexed a little, though not by much. We saw duos of Willbenders and Untameds, extra copies of Holo or Spectre, and in rare cases a flex slot for a one-trick player, bringing their personal favorite. But overall, the picture was pretty rigid. Teams weren't straying far from the established top 5. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more Guild Wars 2 meta updates, and maybe share your thoughts in the comments. Which build do you think will rise or fall next month? Or at least you hope it will. Thanks again to my supporters for keeping the channel going, and as always, I'll see you all in the next one.